Hi, this is our marketing research final project for Marketing 4310. The members in this group are Madeline Bynum, Julia Haskins, and Jake Putnam. For our project, we decided to do a 6 ZMET interview process to collect our data. We used a qualitative method, a grounded theory approach, a mind map, and category counts to support our analysis. What is a grounded theory? A grounded theory is a process of building a theory from the ground up. This can be qualitative or quantitative. For our project, we decided to do a qualitative approach. A grounded theory is also an exploratory technique. This is not used for theory testing. Rather, it refers to insights gathered from data, systematically gathered and analyzed. We chose our grounded theory to be, why are students concerned with the Clemson football program? We felt like this was a very relevant topic in which we could get a lot of insightful information from the participants. We wanted to gather information about how students are feeling about the past football season because it had a lot of issues with it, you could say. There were lots of changes. There were different dynamics. In addition to that, we had our defensive coordinator coach, Brent Venables, recently deciding to transfer to Oklahoma. So first, I want to talk about the student season ticket registration process. I was unable to get a quality screenshot from the registration process itself due to the fact that it is already closed for the season. However, you can see on the website screenshot in front of me that this is the homepage for my account. As you can see, there are options to purchase a Clemson ticket for the Cheez-It Bowl coming up. In order to make this account, you have to sign up for IPTAY, which is a yearly membership that requires you to have an account. And from here, you can choose what kind of ticket you would like. You can get a season ticket, which could be an upper deck or lower deck. You could also get a lottery ticket for different games, whereas the upper deck and lower deck secures your ticket for the whole season. And there's also a Hill season ticket pass and a single game selection ticket process. As you can see in front of me, there are 2 pictures of different sections that students can sit. On the left, you can see a glimpse of the lower deck student section. This is a great section because it allows students and fans to feel like they're really involved in the game because they can be closer to the field. It also enables them to connect in front of them with the Tiger and the cheerleaders, the ROTC, and all the fun things that happen on the field. On the right side, you have a glimpse of what the hill looks like. Students also love the hill. However, it is more suited for people who really are fine with standing up the entire game. A lot of freshmen have this pass. And it also is very fun because you get to be very close to the football players as they run down the field. Before we conducted our interviews, we asked participants about their thoughts and feelings about the Clemson football program. As you can see, there are 6 sections because we conducted 6 interviews. The words highlighted in orange bold are the common words that were used among participants. These were social, community, intense, family, connection, friendship, entertaining.
So with our project, kind of discovering why students are concerned with the football program, we did do 6 different ZMETs. So the first one here, we do have Justin Ross's drop pass during one of the games, which could have been a game-winning catch, but obviously was not. So we did ask a subject, what comes to mind when you see this photo? They said anger, but also sadness. So we kind of just go down the list. We find out that they really are concerned with missed opportunities, as well as him being an integral part of the team. So they also are sad with him leaving for the NFL. So at the end, we'll write a little memo here. The subject feels a mix of sad anger towards the photo of Justin Ross, and they are both upset with the drop pass, but are also sad to see them leave. The ZMET 2, we have Tony Elliott, the offensive coordinator. He has come down with a lot of flack this year for play calling. So we did ask the same question, and we got lack of creativity and repetitiveness with his play calling. This could indicate that students and fans would be looking for replacement in the offensive play calling area. There's ZMET number 3, we have Dabo. Here we went down the line and we got rallying people, common goals. So he was, a huge leadership factor on our team, and got a little bit more out of the subject. So we do know Dabo really isn't part of the problem, and it's indicative of a positive student opinion towards the head coach position. On number 4, we have a photo of DJ, and what comes to mind when they see this photo, they had potential greatness, but lowered expectations. And what they're really looking for students-wise for the football team is consistent playmakers. So it's clear that DJ did not live up to his expectations, and it's not really up to other factors on the team. It's clearly a DJ issue. Number 5, we have Trevor Lawrence, and what we got here by going down the line was, greatest of all time. Someone that is really hard to fill the shoes of. Going back to the DJ one, it could be indicative of that as well. And he really made the team. That's kind of what the student consensus is. So many Clemson fans are disappointed this season, as it is hard to kind of follow up a season where we do consistently go to the playoffs. We have a generational talent under center. And number 6, we have Brent Venables. Obviously sad to see him go, but obviously the case is with Clemson students, he was phenomenal, and there was nothing really wrong with the way he did his job. We've always had a great defense. We had a lot of injuries this year, so that could be, another factor into why students, aren't really that upset with him. And he's had a great performance for the last 9 years he's been here. So obviously we got here, they're not blaming him for underperformance, and have great respect for his ability to positively impact the team. And they're proud that he landed another prestigious position at Oklahoma University. So their grounded theory, obviously we got a ton of different words, ton of different coding for our project here. And then we kind of move on into our mind map from there.
So after looking through all of the interviews, we deduced codes that were important based on the participants' responses. We were able to narrow down each of these codes into one word for the collapsed code list. And what we came up with were opportunities, creativity lacking, repetitive, goals, teamwork, comparison, puzzle, expectations, and impact. So for the mind map, a consensus map should be concluded following the research process. The map acts as a visual representation of a person or group's mental mode of feelings towards a given concept. It identifies only the most important concepts that emerge from the research process. So those subcategories drawn from the data, and they should capture the full scope of variability found in the research. It should be a flow of logic relationships, represent the participants' thoughts and feelings toward a concept accurately, and be easy to follow. To make the mind map easier to follow, we distinguish the starting points, connecting points, and goal points with different shapes. The starting points are identified by red circles, the connecting points are identified by blue diamonds, and the goal points are identified by navy squares. So Justin Ross dropping a pass, Clemson coaches, Trevor Lawrence, and DJ Uyunglele were all starting points recognized by the researcher. And so you can see that there is a lot of variability in this data. In the ZMET interview, various coaches were brought up, and the participants' feelings towards each coach, which was Dabo, Brent Venables, and Tony Elliott, were all pretty different, especially between Brent Venables and Tony Elliott. Their feelings were much more favorable towards Venables than Elliott. Additionally, we found that Trevor Lawrence was kind of seen as the GOAT and taken for granted. And additionally, DJ Uyunglele was thought of as wasted potential with a lot of inconsistency over the course of the season, which could, of course, overall contribute to our idea of why Clemson students may be unhappy with the Clemson football program. Some key takeaways are recognizing the importance of variability within the data in order to draw meaningful conclusions, lingering on the probing to get the best response out of participants, which will lead to metaphors, which are really the best kind of answers because they lead to a better understanding of how the participant feels about a concept. Lastly, it's really important to eliminate any preconceived bias that will affect the types of questions that you ask, because then that'll affect the answers that the participants give you and just give you inaccurate data. Finally, here are our sources. And lastly, thank you, Professor G, for a great semester, and we hope you enjoyed.